Yo, what's going on, everyone? We are back at it with another Price Picks video, and man, we're gonna go ahead and give y'all a 4-man 8.5x play for today's games. Right, we got two games going on. We got the the Baltimore Ravens going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as well as the Los Angeles Chargers going up against the Arizona Cardinals. And the Bucks one and the Ravens one is probably the one that most people are going to tune into. By most people, I mean everybody that's not a Chargers or Cardinals fan, right? It's obviously just going to be the game to watch. And then, of course, we're gonna go ahead and try to cook. We're gonna cook up a play to win y'all some money tonight, man. So it sucks. We've been kind of on a really bad cold streak lately in the NFL, and we're gonna look to turn things around. Usually, we haven't had a losing. We've had some pretty bad weekends, right? Like last weekend and the weekend before, right? Cold streaks, right? But that's how it was looking in September as well. We started off cold, and then at the end of September, we just crushed it with like almost 30 units in profit, right? Which obviously saves our ass for the month. So we're gonna go ahead and look to do that again, starting tonight. So I went ahead and I took this play: Hall, Boswell, Pat Frymouth, Wilson, and Rodgers to go over their pass attempts, receiving yards, field goals made, right? And then the only one that did not cash this was Devontae freaking Adams, man. Devontae Adams ended up with 30 receiving yards. I need him to get over 60 and a half. I wish I would have taken Garrett Wilson, but I really just wanted to watch that game and watch Devontae Adams go off. Just because, to be honest, I have him on my fantasy team. But I also thought, he ended up getting targets. Like, he ended up getting like 9 targets, but he just could not catch those balls, man. But especially the first one. But so I guess going back to it, right, or going to the Minnesota Vikings versus the Detroit Lions game, I cannot believe the Vikings are now 5-1 to the Detroit Lions. And to be honest, I think that the Vikings should have won that if it wasn't for the refs. Now, I'm not making any excuses, right? It's just my observation. The Lions won. Props to them. They got a win over us at home. Now they're number 1 in the NFC North. And of course they didn't have Aiden Hutchinson, man. I mean, it was obviously a really close game. Vikings lost by 2 points. 29-31. But without Aiden Hutchinson, if Aiden Hutchinson was out there, I think that could have looked a little bit differently. So the Vikings definitely have a lot of things to clean up. I think Sam Darnold didn't get sacked until there was a lot of pressure on Sam, especially in the first half, but he didn't get sacked until I think maybe the fourth quarter. And obviously Aiden Hutchinson is a game record, man, probably one of the best players in the NFL, that's why it sucked to kind of see him go down, just because although I'm a Vikings fan and although I want the Lions to go 0-17 and I want the Packers to go 0-17, I want the Bears to go can they go 0-20 for some reason? But 0-17, right? It's fun seeing really elite players out there performing, and Aiden Hutchinson is one of those. And he would do his, and I think he got like 4 or 5. He had a 5-sack game once this year. It was insane. But let's go on over, man. Let's not talk too much. By the way, actually, all right. There's so much I want to say about the Vikings game. So when I say I think the Vikings should have won if it wasn't for the refs. I'm gonna go quick at this. During that touchdown where I think it was Raymond, he went on a play action, cut left, and then Stephon Gilmore slipped and left Raymond all alone. I think it was Josh Metellus, I may be wrong about that, coming down to tackle him and prevent that touchdown. And then Jahmyr Gibbs ended up actually blocking the defender from behind, right? It was a block from behind, which I feel like it should have been called a penalty. It wasn't, right? And obviously that ended up being a touchdown. And in a game where we lost by 2 points, that was obviously very, very, very important. And of course, I mean, the Vikings just messed up a lot in terms of their play calling, and on that 2-point conversion was horrible. Brian Flores and KLC have a lot of things to clean up. But yeah, I mean, this isn't a Vikings podcast, but man, I could go on and on and on. So let's go. Let's get to it. Let's give y'all what you came for. We're gonna go over to passing yards. So I want to keep the same game just because I think it's going to be a great game with Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and then Justin Herbert. Right. So it's just the thing about Justin Herbert, just doesn't have a lot of weapons out there for me to trust it. I mean, he got 237 against Denver, which obviously is a really, really good defense. Aaron Rodgers should know. Wait, no, my bad. That was the Steelers. Actually, Aaron Rodgers should know because Denver beat the Jets. But I don't know. Everything about these 4 games just tells me this is going to be a high scoring game. I can see this being like that game that we saw a couple of weeks ago. I forgot who Tampa Bay was facing. Was it the Falcons? I think it was the Falcons where it was just all over. So, I mean, passing yards over, receiving yards over, right? And I think it's going to be one of those games again. So I definitely want to go ahead and dabble in that and just do a same game play, right? We're going to go ahead and take Zay Flowers as well as Mike Evans to go over their passing and receiving yard projections. Mike Evans is at 53.5, and I think that's because he's coming off an injury. And then Chris Godwin, man, he's been a beast for Tampa Bay lately, and he has 75.5. The reason why I like Mike Evans over 53.5 receiving yards just because it doesn't even actually matter. I was gonna say if the Bucs are down, they're gonna be obviously looking for Mike Evans down the field. But regardless, I mean, Mike Evans is their deep threat. So Mike Evans could literally get this with 1 or 2 catches, right? Which is why I like this play. So the only shitty thing about this one, about making the same game, is that it's an 8x play. But Lamar Jackson over passing yards, Baker Mayfield, Zay Flowers, and Mike Evans to go over their passing and receiving yard projections there. It's an 8x play, man. Let's see what we can make out of this. Let's see what we can do, right? Let's see if we can make $200 on tonight's Monday Night Football game. So I'm putting $25 on Lamar, Baker, Zay, and Mike to have themselves a day. All right, everyone, that's the play for today. Make sure you go ahead, lock that sucker in, and I'll see y'all in the next video. And in the VIP, make sure you go ahead and get on the VIP because we are going to crush it this weekend. VIPs on winnable.com/DSP. Let me go ahead and lock that in before I forget. That's the play. All right, everyone, take care. Have a great Monday, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.